Welcome back to End Times Prophecy News for the 1 a.m. report. Breaking news, look who arrived at the White House. Senators arrive at White House grounds for extraordinary briefing on North Korea at 3:07 today. It's official, the DHS just delivered another win for President Trump. In response to President Trump's executive order, the Office for Victims of Immigration Crime Engagement, VOICE, has been officially launched. The program is designed to help victims of illegal immigrants and track violent illegal immigrants. Yeah. Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly announced on Wednesday the official launch of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement Office for Victims of Illegal Alien Crime and program to help track the custody status of violent illegal perpetrators. ICE's Victims of Immigration Crime Engagement Office was created in response to President Trump's executive order to enhance public safety, which directed the Department of Homeland Security to create an office to support victims of crimes committed by criminal aliens. All crime is terrible, but these victims are unique and often too ignored, Kelly said on Wednesday. They are casualties of crimes that should never have taken place because the people who victimize them oftentimes should not have been in the country in the first place. How nice. Very nice. Justice. Oops. We have to go to this one. And we have student taken into custody amidst active shooter reports. Active shooter reported at Washington State Middle School. Student in custody after bringing gun to Washington State School. A student has been taken into custody after reportedly bringing a gun to a middle school west of Seattle late Wednesday morning. From Seattle Times. The student was taken into custody at a Mason County school after reportedly bringing a gun to campus Wednesday. North Mason School District Superintendent Dana Rosenbach told King 5 there is no active shooter at Hawkins Middle School in Belfair. School board member Dina Espedal Griffey posted this on Facebook. Our campus went into lockdown this morning. There was a report that a student possibly had a gun. Sheriff's deputies took the student into custody. We now have a report of an active shooter at Hawkins. Sheriffs are on campus. All right. Let's move to our next story. And Milo responds to Ann Coulter cancellations news. Milo Yiannopoulos responded to the news that Ann Coulter has canceled her appearance at UC Berkeley after threats were made. Breitbart. Awful to see my friend Ann Coulter forced to cancel her speech. I don't understand why Young America's Foundation would capitulate so close to victory. Ann can hardly be expected to show up without insurance, security, or a venue. So I completely understand why she had to cancel. She is Ann Coulter, after all. My proposed free speech will proceed as planned later this year. I will bring an army if I have to. We will ensure that Ann and others can speak, and we will publicly, ritually humiliate UC Berkeley for its failure to meet its legal obligations until conservative speakers no longer fear violent mobs just for exercising their First Amendment rights. Wow. It seems that Milo Yiannopoulos is really making a name for himself now. Not bad, Milo. Berkeley is going to become the free speech capital of the United States once again. I'll make sure of it. Big words. We'll see how that term pans out. I like that, though. Bring in army if you have to. Breaking news. President Trump signs new executive order that will change the futures of our children. President Trump has signed an executive order to restrict federal overreach in education. Need to get Gulen out of this country.
And I want to thank also Education Secretary Betsy DeVos for spearheading our effort to restore state and local control of our schools. Thank you very much, Betsy. With her help, we are empowering those who know our students best. I would say by far the best, right, Betsy? their parents and the teachers so that every child has the chance to succeed. In fact, we're proud to have some of those wonderful teachers here with us today, and we'd like to welcome all of them to the White House. It's a great honor. I also... Thank you. Thank you very much. I also want to thank members of Congress, local leaders, and governors for joining us here today, including Governor Ivey of Alabama, a new and great governor. He will be fantastic. I've been hearing about you.
If you didn't know that, Governor Ivey replaced the one that was basically going to be impeached because of sexual allegations coming on to women. He was like 74 years old, and he had like 50 years of marriage. His wife divorced him, and but anyway, he also had also sexual allegations with another woman or something like that. So they were going to impeach him, but he decided to resign before they went for proceedings to impeach. So she was the acting and became the governor of Alabama.
You for years in the most positive way, so I'm not surprised that you're governor of Alabama. Congratulations. Tremendous.
All right, let's bring it over to Fox News. Oh, it's on Twitter. Okay. No wonder. Can't get it to play. All right, I'll try it one more time.
I want to thank also education. Great governor. He will be fantastic. I've been hearing about you for years in the most positive way, so I'm not surprised that you're governor of Alabama. Congratulations. Tremendous. Governor Branstad, who is soon going to be heading out, I suspect, to a place called China. They love him, I will tell you. They really love the soon-to-be ambassador, but he also loves China. So it was a good combination. I was very happy to put it together. They're looking forward to seeing you. Very much so. Thank you. Thank you, Governor. Governor LePage of Maine, Governor Sandoval of Nevada, Governor Herbert of Utah, Governor Meade of Wyoming. We want to thank you all and everyone else for being with us. It's really an honor to have you in the White House. For too long, the federal government has imposed its will on state and local governments. The result has been education that spends more and achieves far, far, far less. My administration has been working to reverse this federal power grab and give power back to families, cities, states, give power back to localities. Before this administration, only one time in our nation's history had a president signed a bill that used the Congressional Review Act to cancel a federal regulation. In less than 100 days, I have signed 13 such congressional resolutions to cancel federal regulations and give power back to the people. And I'm very honored to have done so. I've also...
I love my president.
That's true. As you said, 5 have come from your committee. That's exactly right. Good job. I think she's
And I've
done a
never
good
loved
job.
a president.
I've also signed over a dozen executive actions that reverse federal intrusion and empower local communities. The executive order I'm signing today is another critical step to restoring local control, which is so important. This executive order directs Secretary DeVos to review current federal regulations and ensure that they don't obstruct the ability of states, local governments, teachers, and most importantly, parents to make the best decision for their students and in many cases for their children. Previous administrations have wrongfully forced states and schools to comply with federal whims and dictate what our kids are taught. But we know that local communities do it best and know it best. The time has come to empower parents and teachers to make the decisions that help their students achieve success. That's what this executive order is all about. So important. Thomas Jefferson put it best when he said, "I believe the states can best govern our home concerns." With this executive order and the many actions we have taken in less than 100 days, we are providing our states and communities with control over the matters that are most important to them. Together, we're going to fight to give our children the bright and beautiful future they deserve. So I want to thank you all. As you know, I'm heading over to a Senate meeting. That's a very important meeting. So I'll be leaving now.
And that's it. And I just want to leave you with a quick little verse here. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, Death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to God, which giveth us victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, forasmuch as ye know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. Thank you for listening.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and